On behalf of Chabad Neshama and the team winner, on behalf of all the Rabbi winners, I welcome every single one of you here tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out. Tonight's event is a community-wide event, as well as a CYP event, the new addition to our Chabad Neshama program, which is Chabad Young Professionals. So we have tonight some representatives of the CYP. We have a young man who's going to say a few words representing the CYP. And if you have any family members or acquaintances who are in their 20s and who are professional, they are welcome to join our ongoing events for the CYP community. Please give your friend and fellow an opportunity to sit. All right. We are here tonight, and God willing, many future events, to unite as one, to create, actually not to create, but to reveal the community that we already have. Most of you in this room know each other. We must work together. There's no reason to go outside the community. We have our own banks, Investors Bank. We have other, maybe we have other representatives of other banks. We have mortgage companies, we have attorneys, we have doctors, we have developers, we have people who represent the medical industry. We have private jet charter organizers. We have CPAs. Everybody that we need is either right here in the community or literally 2 degrees away. And the way it works is simple. You give your friend an opportunity, they will reciprocate. Back in the day, the German Jew would make his way to Poland. He didn't speak a word of Polish, yet within 5 minutes, he was closing deals. How simple. He went straight to the synagogue. And they conversed in Yiddish. The hearts connected, and deals were closed. There is a special connection that we all have. We're all part of the greater Jewish community, and we must. The goal must be to work together and make our community even greater. So, with that, if you have any business cards here, and you didn't share them, you didn't empty your pockets, that means you are a failure. But the good news is that after these presentations, we will network again, and you will have another opportunity to spread those cards. Empty your pockets. Somebody here told me he doesn't have any cards. He has digital cards. Way to go. Do it. Spread it, share it, and let's become stronger. And with that, I turn to our first presenter, a young man of 24 years old. Raise your hand if you're in your 20s. Okay, don't be shy. I wish I was in my 20s. This young man at 24 years old makes sure that every moment of his life is utilized. He's one heck of a proactive young individual. Most kids his age, you call, they're always available. This guy, never available. And you would think he's hanging out at bars, he's having fun. Of course he has fun, he's normal, he's not a weirdo. But he is hard at work in his own personal project, which hopefully we're going to hear about. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our undivided attention to a young man who's well versed in NFTs, in cryptocurrency. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Elvin Shofar.
Thank you. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce my brother, who is my partner in crime on a lot of the stuff that we do. He's also going to be helping me present by loosely coordinating changing of the slides. So try to put it, and then press the play button. Oh yeah, we're not connected to Wi-Fi, but we might be able to just show it without connecting to Wi-Fi. Like we could just do it like this. It's not a big deal. If you go through the slides, it's loading it without internet, or is it giving?
Yes, it's loading.
You're good. Ask him for his opinion. We're gonna do it like this? No internet? Alright. I don't think it's gonna let you press play without the internet. If you just leave the slides like this, it's also better for me because I can see what's coming up. I'd like to see on the left side a little bit if you can. A little bit as a teaser for myself, so I remember what to get.
This is good?
Yeah, and are you ready to like press left and right? Does that work? Do you know what you're gonna be doing? Cool. Okay. I'm not used to holding a microphone, so getting to practice right now. Do you have any advice? Like, how do I get the angle right?
Yeah.
Like this all the time. Okay, cool. Not at the podium. Okay, cool. So my name's Elvin. I'm a recent graduate of Baruch College. I was a double major in math and philosophy. Yeah, rock on. Great place. While I was there, I was doing some blockchain stuff, like nothing too notable. Made like coins based on sexual innuendos. I hacked some smart contracts. I wrote some bots that messed with the Chinese bots, but nothing too big, nothing worth writing home about. I've been honing my craft, and now I'm working on what's set to be my first major project. Finally, something that I can be proud of. I'm here today not exclusively to talk about my own stuff, but just to give you guys an overview of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin in a perspective that you don't really see a lot. My own personal perspective on it, a perspective that I use and work in and integrate into all of my work. One way you can describe me right now is an artist. You'll see what I mean as we get into it. The best way to get to know me is through the presentation itself, so we'll get right into it. All right? Yeah, so as I said, there will be a preview of my upcoming work, but we must begin with what I think Bitcoin really is, and the approach that I'm going to take is different from what you've seen before. I'm not going for some sort of academic or technical overview of Bitcoin. I'm trying to give you an impression of the beauty from an aesthetic sense, sort of philosophical quality that it possesses. And the idea is, it's not just that I'm fitting it to the audience, I'm not simplifying it or dumbing it down. I actually think that by explaining it in a simple way, in a way that most people would understand, you'd be able to see the underlying beauty intrinsically. Yeah, so this is just to reiterate everything I've said. We're just going to go through the bare minimum. So I'm going to be talking about the original Bitcoin concept as expressed in Satoshi's white paper. I'm going to give you an overview of Ethereum, what that is, and some of the basic fundamentals in the ecosystem. And then I'll dive into the NFT space. I'm sure you guys have heard this buzzword, and I'm trying to demystify it for you. Okay. I'm going to try to demystify it for you, and my project happens to be in the NFT space, so it is a prerequisite to understanding what I'm trying to do. And like I said, I believe that knowledge is subtractive, not additive. I'm actually giving you more by using less jargon, less academic terminology. And again, the beauty behind Bitcoin and the blockchain technology in itself is the driving force behind my work, and the two halves of this presentation blend into each other because once you understand what I'm getting at, you'll be able to see the driving force behind my art. And again, this is not supposed to sell you on Bitcoin or any sort of coin. I am completely agnostic.
when it comes to any coins, chains, anything like that. Don't ask me if it's going to go up or down. Not only do I not know, I don't care. It would be like asking me what the weather is going to be in China in 3 weeks. The wrong perspective, and you'd be missing the point entirely. And again, I also have no opinion on the state of Bitcoin today and what the developers are doing with it. I'm just describing Satoshi's original white paper from 2009. So by analogy, you could say, you can agree that the US Constitution was a beautiful document, but maybe the country is not doing so well today. And I have no opinion on that, but I'm just saying I am referring to the original document, the original blockchain concept as it was expressed in Bitcoin and every protocol that came after it. I also assumed under the umbrella term blockchain. Okay, so Bitcoin can be understood as a union of 3 technologies. And I'm going to try to explain it as simple as possible using, everyday words. So first it's a ledger. And okay, so you'll see here that I've listed the 3 technologies that I believe comprise it with a common sense word. So you have ledger, account system, and filter against spam and cheating. And then next to it I've put the big boy word that Satoshi would use in the white paper. So it's kind of, the right side is the mysterious side, the left side is demystified. So you have a distributed timestamp server, which is a ledger, or an accounting book if you guys are not familiar. We have some CPAs here. An account system, so that's public key cryptography is used for this. And a filter against spam and cheating, which you might hear referred to as mining, or proof of work as a fancy term. And I'm going to go through each of these one by one and explain it to you, and then we'll get back to how they come together. Okay, so the ledger is the distributed timestamp server. So all it really is just a book or a record of information. Nothing too fancy here. Imagine you had a book that just contained everybody in this room, their name, and how much of a certain number they had. That's all. But then we want to make sure that nothing happens to this book, that doesn't get damaged as a result of bad weather, or we don't want anybody to cheat to change their part of the book or the part of the book that other people have. So what we do is we distribute it. We make a copy and we hand it out to everybody. We'd like it to be distributed around the globe if we can, which will create the backup of information that creates redundancy, prevents people from cheating and lying, and defends against weather or political or geographic circumstances. So that's just the first part. So imagine a book that got backed up everywhere. That's the ledger aspect for the distributed timestamp server. The timestamp server just refers to the fact that this book contains the order of things that happen, so everything is stamped in time. Continue.